Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews and another Versus Night. Tonight, I'll be comparing Treasure Island, released in 1972, versus Pirates, released in 1986. So, let's get started on this one with the leads. Treasure Island stars Orson Welles and Kim Burfield. Pirates stars Walter Matthau and Chris Campion. Now, you would think, okay, Orson Welles and Treasure Island playing Long John Silver, this should be amazing. And it should have been. But for whatever reason, the producers decided to dub the great Orson Welles' voice with another actor's. So it is technically not fully Orson Welles' performance. All you're getting is a physical portrayal of the character. The vocal portrayal is someone else. Kim Burfield is pretty good as Jim in here. I don't think he's as good as the original actor from the 1950s Disney one. But he's competent. Now on the Pirates side of things, you have Walter Matthau playing in a Pirates movie as this really tough but funny pirate. This was long before Captain Jack Sparrow. And although he's not as good looking as Jack Sparrow, he is probably equally as funny as a character. So Walter Matthau was great in this. Chris Campion is so-so as his main protege that's helping him in here. So considering the fact that we have this missed opportunity of Orson Welles not really playing Long John Silver in a Treasure Island film, I'm going to give this one to Pirates. Alright, so let's move on to supporting and see if we can get a different outcome there. Supporting cast on Treasure Island includes Walter Slezak, Lionel Stander, Angel DiPazzo, Rick Battaglia, Jean Lefebvre, and Maria Ram. The supporting cast on Pirates consists of Damian Thomas, Charlotte Lewis, Roy Kinnear, Olu Jacobs, Ferdy Mayne, and Bill Frazier. I really like both the supporting casts on these films. Walter Slezak, ironically, was in my other Pirates video that I did of Versus Night, which was Princess and the Pirate versus the Pirate. And he was in both of those films, ironically. So it's ironic that my next Pirate Versus Night, so Walter Slezak is in this film as well. And looks quite a bit different because this was 1972. And you got to remember that those films that I did on that last video were all in the 40s. So, but he's still really good at playing his character, playing the Squire in this. So he's really good in this. Lionel Stander is in this, and I really love Lionel Stander. I've always loved Lionel Stander, even before his awesome role in Heart to Heart. But he is wasted in here in this role, which his character is basically killed off early, and he doesn't even have any screen time with Orson Welles. What a missed opportunity that was. Angel DiPazzo is pretty good as the doctor in here, and Rick Battaglia is really good as the captain. And on the other side of things, on the Pirates, Damian Thomas, who is played in a couple of Hammer films. I really like him as an actor, but he looks really weird as his character he's playing in this. But he gives a hell of a performance, and he's basically your main villain of this story, and he's really good in this. Charlotte Lewis is the potential love interest for Chris Campion's character, and she is really good in her role as well. I just wonder if she's really doing the singing in those moments where she's singing throughout the film. I don't know whether that's a real singing voice for Charlotte Lewis or whether that's a dubbed voice in there. But it was a beautiful singing voice. That's why I wondered it. Roy Kinnear, another Hammer face that you might recognize, is really good as this sleazy tax keeper or something for Walter Matthau's character. But he's really good in his role. Olu Jacobs is really good as this slave character that Walter Matthau and Chris Campion meet on this ship at the beginning. And they free him and he becomes one of their pirate mates in here. And I love this sequence where he gets attacked by this big-ass python. And I was thinking he was going to get killed, for sure. But it was pretty cool how he got out of it. Ferdy Mayne is another Hammer face that you might recognize. He is at the very beginning of the film as this original captain of the ship prior to Damian Thomas taking over. He was pretty good. I mean, the character's on his deathbed, so you know he's got to play it that way. So, but he was pretty cool in there. So this is tough. I think I am going to give this one a tie. I'm going to give each film a point for this one because it is too close to call on this one, in my opinion. All right, so let's move on to story and see if we can get a clear-cut winner on this one. Story on Treasure Island is a retelling of the 1883 novel by Robert Louis Stevenson. And it pretty much follows the novel pretty good, but some of the placements of scenes in here through the story, I don't know if it's through editing or whether it was just written that way, it just seems jumbled, in my opinion. And if I had not seen the 1950s Disney Treasure Island, I probably wouldn't have noticed these, you know, weird little things that they did in here. But I have seen both films, so that really stood out for me on here. Pirates is a love letter to classic pirate films and Disneyland's Pirates of the Caribbean attraction. And it's ironic, I mean, because it does kind of feel almost like the prototype to Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean in here. Like I said, with Walter Matthau being this fun and goofy pirate character that you kind of enjoy watching. I think because of the structural issues in Treasure Island, I'm going to give this one to Pirates. All right, so let's move on to direction and see if we can get a clear-cut winner here. Treasure Island was directed by John Ho, and Pirates was directed by Roman Polanski. Now, there's nothing really wrong with the way that John Ho directs Treasure Island, but being if you have seen the Disney 50s version of this, you will immediately just feel like it's a copy, cut and paste scenes in here on his version of Treasure Island, and that's a shame. Because like I said, if you have not seen the 50s version, this might be great for you. But I had seen it prior to this, so hard not to compare the two when you are noticing these differences. Roman Polanski, as controversial as he is, I think he directed a pretty fun Pirates film here. This is, it's apparent that he really did love pirate films growing up, apparently. And this was basically, like I said, this was his love letter to those kind of films. So, even though some of the elements that he directs later on in the film, I think Walter Matthau said it best in an interview after this film, that he just didn't get it, and he didn't like the fact that, it was jumping all over the place to where, 1 minute the pirates are in control of the ship, and then all of a sudden, the Spaniards take control, and then all of a sudden, the pirates take back over, and it's just like a back and forth over and over again, and there's no real consistency to it. So, I noticed that while watching it, so that interview really stood out to me that he said that. So, even with that, I do believe that Roman Polanski's vision on this film was better than John Ho's in Treasure Island. So I'm going to give this one to Pirates. So, that gives our final winner on this, Pirates, with a score of 1-4. But what do you guys think of these films? Do you agree with my assessment on this? Do you disagree? Let me know in those comments down below. And as usual, if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell icon so you can be notified about future videos just like this one. And while you're by the subscribe button, click that join button and become a Dark Knight fan. As a Dark Knight Fan Plus member, you have access to a post right now where you can vote on a movie, TV show, ranking video of your choosing, and when that goes up, it will go up on the Plus area for all Plus members to view prior to it becoming available for everyone. So if you want to be interactive, now is your chance.
Well, that's the end of another Versus Night. If you missed last week's Versus Night, check out the link up in here. Or if you've missed any of the other Versus Nights, check out our playlist and see anything that you have missed.